Hi guys, I'm Natalie Herman. This is my first vlog for the Global Learning Project for TE 150 Reflections on Learning at MSU. So, you're talking about like culture and my plan for the project, my culture, and then my plan. So I see myself as a part of many cultures. I feel like it's kind of hard to put someone into one box, like one cultural box. So like obviously like I see myself as in part of the American culture and part of the female culture, and then like part of like something you wouldn't like the Jewish culture. But they're all a part of who I am, and they all like play a role in my everyday life. And I feel a sense of belonging in all these groups. I'm not like lacking from either group. And they have a strong impact on my beliefs, obviously. I see the world in a specific way because I've been raised in this culture. It's how my parents raised me. It's the culture of my parents. Culture's passed down. It's generational. For example, like being a girl makes me see the world in a specific way. I've heard a lot and it like really strikes home with me that you have to work twice as hard for half as much if you're a girl. And like obviously like the pay gap is a perfect example of that. Then also like going like towards more education. The American culture like has like this like strong importance on like educated people and people who like don't have a college education like are honest like sorry like are looked down upon by our culture. Like having a high school degree nowadays is like expected. It's not like when our grandparents were growing up, it was just a part like, oh, like they got their high school degree, then they joined the workforce. But now it's like, oh, you have your high school degree, what else? It's not special or extraordinary. And then even like to have a bachelor's degree, it's the norm. Like, okay, you have a bachelor's degree and like you're expected to have more. Do you have a master's, a doctorate, like etc. Like, well, how are you going to use your degree? It's not just like, oh, you went to college, that's amazing. It's not like that anymore. And then there's like this pressure to succeed and like be like the best in whatever you're doing. Like you need to do it. I read this interesting book my junior year of high school called The Overachievers, and it talks about like how even high school and college students are just like constantly overachieving and like competing against their peers because they want to be the best, and it like blinds them. My cultural beliefs about education that might differ from others, like I feel like a couple important ones, like how girls should be educated. Like we don't even realize like how lucky we are that in this country like it's expected that women will be educated. In some countries, women are still fighting for the right to even be educated, and I feel like that's something we should be talking more about. Like even like the right, we've glazed over that. Like even just like the right to be educated and like how lucky we are to have it, and we take it for granted. And then there's also like different standards for like what passing is. Like in some cultures like having a C is amazing, but here it's like shit, like I have a C. And that's like what success is. And then like in other cultures like college, there's not always like this societal norm that college is required. Some places they're like trained to go directly into the workforce, and like it's almost more practical. So that's like a little bit of my culture. Then my plan for the Global Learning Project. So I'm planning to interact with a girl I met named Shiksha, who I met her through a group meet for the MSU class of 2021. She's really nice, like really excited for the project, so that's good. Like she seems reliable. I haven't met her in person, but she seems like someone I can count on. She might be culturally different from me, because she grew up in a different country. She did move here 5 years ago, so I think it'll be interesting to hear about her transition between the education systems and like the continuities and differences she can see between them. It will take me out of my cultural comfort zone because she grew up in a totally different culture. Like 5 years ago, she was either 13 or 12. Like that's a big part of your life. That's the majority of her life. So she has different views, different beliefs about education and life in general. It'll be really interesting to hear about all of that. So my tentative plans for the interactions. The first interaction I was thinking, like, since it's just like a chat, maybe we can like get coffee or something, go somewhere we can talk, like a conducive atmosphere for that. Like I was thinking Espresso Royale or Starbucks or just like a caf even, like if that's easiest for her. The second interaction is going to be a little harder because like I said, she has been living here for 5 years. My plan is I'm gonna ask her, like, if what's something American that she wants to do that she's never done before, and if she's like, I've done everything, then I might introduce her to, like, some part of my Jewish culture. Maybe take her to a Friday night dinner at Hillel, like, something like that, because that is part of my culture. overall, I'm really excited to get to know Shiksha and her culture and to see where this project takes me. Thanks.